Joe Pags Show. To talk to Joe, call 888-941-PAGS. And now, it's Joe Pags.
Great radio stations across the land. Also, Patriot.tv. We're in San Antonio. That's where our flagship is. It's the Joe Pags Show. I'm a little bit confused because I just checked TikTok. And those of you who are just joining us, great. I'm glad you're here. You missed all the fun with the word salads last hour. Going to bring you Byron Donalds coming up, who owned George Stephanopoulos, Clinton's wingman, over on ABC. I just looked at TikTok, and I posted a video of Word Salad Harris being interviewed by MSNBC. And TikTok took the audio off the video, saying that I was using copyrighted music. By the way, that's Sam. That's Polo. Carries off today. Sam, you saw that video, right? Can you name me the song that I was using?
I didn't think there was a song.
There's no song on there. There's no music on there. There's no music on there at all. And it doesn't say copyrighted MSNBC video, which, by the way, I have the right under the First Amendment to comment on. But they're saying that I use, and I exceeded the allotted amount of copyrighted music. There's literally no music. See, this blows my mind. This is what they'll do. We're going to squelch what you're doing because what I'm doing is effective. So during the break, I'll have to go through and appeal it and tell them I'm not using any music, blah, blah, what's the matter with you? And then we'll see what happens. But kind of crazy that those are the links they'll go to. And what's interesting about social media, if you're not into social media, don't go anywhere. Stay here because what I'm going to say does affect you. On social media, whether it be TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or X or whatever it happens to be, on social media, some sites won't let you say the real words. Like if you're talking about a story of rape, you can't say rape. You have to say grape. I kid you not. You can't say murder or killed. You have to say unalived. I kid you not. You can't say gun or firearm. You have to say pew pew. Sam, I kid you not. You've got to say pew pew.
Really?
I should do an entire video of me just using those euphemisms.
You should.
I mean, honestly, you have to do that or else you're in trouble and they will squash your video. It's so stupid that you've got, especially TikTok. And again, I've got my largest following now is on that site because it doesn't have enough conservatives and people are hungry. They're thirsty for conservative voices on there. On that site, they are arguing they shouldn't be banned because of the First Amendment. Their argument in front of Congress is this is a First Amendment right for people to express themselves, and I can't say the word gun in a video on TikTok. I kid you not. And now they have taken down a video. They didn't take it down. You can go watch it all you want. Just see my face moving. You can't hear any audio when literally there's no music on it. It makes my brain hurt. Look at my brain. It's in pain. All right, 888-941-PAGS, joepags.com. So if you go to my TikTok or to my Instagram or to my YouTube, you'll see the latest videos that we have. I don't put that many up on X. I'll do more commentary on X, but follow us everywhere. It's either Joe Talk Show or it's Joe Pags, Joepags, or JoeTalkshow. I am verified everywhere except for on TikTok. So, Sam, should I get right into Byron Donalds? I think probably should.
I think so.
Byron Donalds, who is the U.S. representative out of the great state of Florida. He's been on this show many times, a big Trump supporter, as well he should be, because Donald Trump is saying the right things and did the right things for 4 years. He's on with George Stephanopoulos. And again, a little background on Georgie. He was Bill Clinton's wingman. He was his campaign, either his campaign chair. I forget what his exact title was, but he was fully embedded with the Clintons and somehow became some lead host on ABC as if he's a journalist. He's not. He's not. He is a politico. He is somebody who is a political operative who pretends that he's actually doing something as a journalist. And in fact, if you're watching right now, he also sits like this. I don't know why. No idea why he's leaning over. He's leaning over the whole time. I have no clue. George, what are you doing? Sit up. So Stephanopoulos has Byron Donalds on, and the only thing Stephanopoulos wants to talk to, just like with Nancy Mace, when Stephanopoulos had our friend Nancy Mace on, the only thing he wanted to talk about is Trump and rape. Or if you're watching on TikTok, grape. So he has Mace on, and Mace says, I can't believe that you're saying this to me. I'm the survivor of rape. What are you talking about? And Trump sees that and then launches a defamation suit because Trump was not convicted of rape. He was found liable for sexual assault in a civil case that is still being appealed. But having said that, this is his MO. So Stephanopoulos, instead of having Byron Donalds on to say, hey, I don't think Trump's plan will work on this. What do you think? They'll let him answer. Or what do you think when Kamala Harris says this, that, or the other? He wants to go to the NABJ, which is the National Association of Black Journalists. And remember when Donald Trump went there, what did that host do? She immediately questioned him about Kamala Harris's race. And Trump says, for years and years, she wasn't black. Suddenly today, she's black. And the way he says black is funny, and so on. So Donald is sitting there, a sitting member of Congress, is sitting there waiting to answer some political questions about the future of the country, and all Stephanopoulos can do is talk about that.
And you just repeated the slur again. If it doesn't matter, why do you all keep questioning her identity? She's always identified as a black woman. She is biracial. She has a Jamaican father and an Indian mother. She's always identified as both. Why are you questioning that?
First of all, where does he get that? She is not always identified as both. And Stephanopoulos either doesn't know her actual ancestry or doesn't care. Her mother, 100% Indian, period, no black at all. Her father is somebody who's Irish, Indian, put himself down as Caucasian on her birth certificate, but some would say is also part black Jamaican. Judge Joe Brown says the part that's black and Jamaican is 25%. So that would make, at most, Kamala Harris 12.5% black. I've said this before. I don't care. If she's black, she's black. If she's got 12.5% black, she's black. I don't care. Whatever. Whatever she wants to identify as. But the fact is, for years and years, all the big news outlets, AP, Axios, even ABC News, I'm sure, they were all, the LA Times, they were all touting the praises of the first Indian American to serve as fill-in-the-blank seat, whether it's the prosecutor in San Francisco, whether it's the attorney general of California, whether it's a U.S. senator. They've always leaned on the Indian part. They never talked about she's black. Stephanopoulos just lies and says she's always identified as black, which I don't know is true. And by the way, as a side note, if you want to go follow Candace Owens, I'm not working with her on this, but Candace Owens is doing a several-part series where she's trying to find out the actual genealogy of Kamala Harris, and she's got some real questions about it. That's up to Candace Owens to tell you, not me. I'm telling you, I accept she's 12.5% black, but why is this the one thing you want to talk to a sitting member of Congress about? And by the way, Byron Donalds, if you didn't know, is a black man.
Well, George, first of all, this is something that's actually a conversation throughout social media right now. There were a lot of people who are trying to figure this out. But again, that's a side issue, not the main issue. The main issue...
Sir, 1 second. You just did it. You just did it again.
Stephanopoulos pretending he's mad now with his little dwarf self. He's pretending he's angry. Sir, you just did it again. Sir. Byron Donalds, who accepted an invitation to be on ABC, is sitting there saying it's not the most important thing. Let's talk about the country. Let's talk about the future. Stephanopoulos will not let it go. He needs this to be about race and about racial identity. It's crazy.
United States.
Why do you insist on questioning her racial identity?
You want me to talk?
I want you to answer my question.
Look how tough George is. I want you to answer my question. Byron Donalds is 6'2", 270. Stephanopoulos isn't acting like this if they were sitting in the same place. Not that Byron Donalds would punch him, but people like Stephanopoulos are really, really big bullies when they're on a screen. So again, Stephanopoulos is being angry, and he's really holding his feet to the fire. Now watch him interview anybody else. Obama. It didn't matter who it is. If he ever gets to interview Kamala Harris again, he won't act like this. Interviewing Biden, he wouldn't act like this.
George, now that you're done yelling at me, let me answer. He talked about it on the stage yesterday in Atlanta for, 2 minutes? He spent more than 35, 40 minutes going after her record, talking about how radical of a senator that she was. She was the most liberal senator in the United States, in the United States Senate. That is a fact. He talked about the job that she did as vice president of the United States, a job, I will add, which has been a failure for the American people. I know you guys like to glom on to this that he talks about in jest or in a serious manner for about a minute or so, but what you do not cover is the litany of failures of Kamala Harris. That's what you're not covering, George.
So questioning somebody's racial identity for a couple minutes is okay?
Again, he can't get away from it. And he's leaning over. Sammy, is he going to fall out of the chair? What's going on with that? That it just doesn't make any sense. So again, he goes back to racial identity. So questioning somebody's race, they spent like 2 minutes of network airtime. And at this point, I'm glad that people like J.D. Vance and Byron Donalds won't take their okie doke anymore. They call him out every time. And Donalds does a great job educating little George Stephanopoulos. But at the end of the day, Stephanopoulos thinks he somehow has the moral high ground. And keep in mind, Stephanopoulos doesn't think that Donald Trump is a racist. He doesn't think Byron Donalds is a racist. He's doing this to change the minds of those who are watching. Look at how outraged George Stephanopoulos is. And I really trust George Stephanopoulos. I better vote for Kamala Harris.
George, I'm going to tell you again, he brought it up. AP is the one that wrote the headline when she first came in to the United States Senate. Didn't talk about her being black, talked about her being the first Indian American senator. AP brought that up. I mean, George, we could have this conversation for the entire segment, but none of this matters to the American people. What matters to the American people is, are we going to have the same policies of the Biden-Harris administration that has been destructive of the American people, or are we going to have the policies of the Trump administration, which put America first, had low inflation, prosperous Americans, no matter your race, no matter your color, no matter your creed, and a foreign policy that kept America safe? Those are the facts that truly matter, because this issue is going to come and go. The lives of the American people is what's going to remain, and that's what matters more than anything else.
If it doesn't matter, I don't understand why you keep on repeating it, why the president keeps on repeating it.
There's something wrong with this guy. Byron Donalds did not bring this up. Just so that we're completely clear, Byron Donalds did not bring this up. George Stephanopoulos did. And then he's asking Byron Donalds why you keep repeating it.
Why those introducing the president yesterday
George,
keep on
actually,
repeating
I'm not
it.
the one who keeps repeating it. George, you're the one that's bringing it up now. That's you.
You've done it,
I understand why
sir.
you
You've done it.
up.
You've done it
Because,
3 times. Every single answer
George,
you gave me. Now let me finish, sir.
George,
Every single answer
God, look how tough he is. Now let me finish, sir. Sit back.
you gave, you repeated
you
the slur.
asked me, George. That's why I'm pushing back on you now. George, you asked me the question 3 times. I responded, but I'm...
And every single time you
truly
repeat the
matters in this
slur.
election.
That is exactly my point.
It's not a slur. First of all, Byron Donalds did not repeat any slur. That's just not true. Stephanopoulos is completely angry now, and he can't control himself. He's actually a little bit out of control. And again, look, I told Nancy Mace this after I saw that video of what he said to her when she was on the set. I would just hit back and say, George, you actually ran cover for Bill Clinton. Did you forget that? Did you think we forgot that? I mean, Stephanopoulos has no high ground here. None.
You simply can't say that it's wrong.
George, so then what you're saying, and I want to get off this topic because it's not the only thing that's going on. But George, now you're saying that AP is the one that slurred Kamala Harris, because those are the facts. You can go to the internet and look at the clips, George, if you want to, or we can talk about this now. I prefer to talk about the future of our country, because the American people are struggling. The American people do need serious policy decisions to be made, and they need serious leadership on the world stage. Kamala Harris has not proven that she can do that. Donald J. Trump has proven that he can do that.
AP did not say that Kamala Harris is not black. She is biracial. She is Indian. She is black. You continue to repeat the fact that you continue to repeat the slur. I don't understand why you and the president do it, but it's clear you're not going to say that it's wrong. And you've now established that for our audience.
I want you to understand what a lame little troll that guy is, George Stephanopoulos. He asked the question and then somehow projected onto Byron Donalds the answer that he wanted. And the whole idea for that 3 minutes, whatever it was that he just played for you, was George Stephanopoulos needed Byron Donalds to say it was wrong that Donald Trump said that. And by the way, Donald Trump didn't say she's not black. He said she wasn't black, she was Indian, then all of a sudden she's black. It's not a slur. How is that a slur? George Stephanopoulos doesn't know her heritage at all, just doesn't know it. And again, when Byron Donalds brings up the AP, he said it right. The AP, the LA Times, everybody else was celebrating the first Asian, the first Indian or South Asian American to become a U.S. senator. They all said it. None of them said the half black or half white or half this or half that. They all called her the South Asian Attorney General, the South Asian U.S. Senator. And Stephanopoulos pretends that Byron Donalds was saying the AP never said that she wasn't black. That's not what he said. The AP ignored the fact that she is or isn't black. And Donald Trump said it for 2 seconds to get a laugh, and then he moved on. But the fact is, Kamala Harris has made her bones acting as if she was Indian exclusively. And now she's leaning on the fact that she's also black. So make a decision. George Stephanopoulos is a non-journalist. He never has been a journalist, should not be in that position, but ABC News, as we know from that debate, gave it a long time ago. Come on. All right, let me tell you about Eden Pure. Got the Thunderstorm air purifier. Definitely want to hear from you on this, because a lot of people will email me. What's that website again? Hey, I've got these units in my house. They're amazing. I want you to let me know how they're working out for you, because the Eden Pure air purifier, the Thunderstorm, we've got 3 of them in my house. They work great. We smell where they are because it smells like a thunderstorm rolled through and cleaned out whatever mold and viruses and dirty air is floating around. It attacks it with O3 molecules. Oxy technology is what it uses. Goes after those things. It could be under furniture, could be behind stuff. You don't have to get on your hands and knees to go and seek out and find where it is. This will seek out and destroy those for you. And again, will give you clean, fresh air that you desperately want. Whether it's at your office, could be in the garage, could be in your office, it could be in your bedroom, wherever it happens to be, in the kitchen. No matter where, this is going to take care of the job for you. You're going to be amazed by it. Go to EdenPureDeals.com. Use discount code PAGS3. Save $200 right now. EdenPureDeals.com. Discount code is PAGS, the number 3. Again, EdenPureDeals.com. Save $200 right now, and we're back after this.
The world is about to shift. Banks are going cashless globally with the emergence of central bank digital currency, which will bring with it programmable money and the ability to turn on or off your purchasing power based on your digital social profile. It's like the equivalent of spyware in your bank account. You need to get out of the system with the world's safest and most precious assets, silver and gold. Call Kirk Elliott Precious Metals at 720-605-3900. That's 720-605-3900.
Don't let them win. Patriot TV is committed to delivering the truth. America's new network for Patriots is growing fast, and we'd love you to join us as a member of Patriot TV. Your support makes it possible for us to continue to deliver unbiased reporting, thought-provoking discussions, and insights you won't find anywhere else. From in-depth interviews to behind-the-scenes footage, Patriot TV brings you closer to the voices shaping our nation's future. Whether it's political developments, cultural shifts, or global affairs, Patriot TV keeps you informed and empowered. As a member of Patriot TV, you'll get perks like personal invitations to exclusive Patriot TV events, where you can gather and network with like-minded Americans. We'll also host online events throughout the year with General Flynn, who's committed to host live Q&A webinars where callers like you can ask him questions and get real answers. Access to these events will be members only, so go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member. It's fast and easy. We have a great membership option starting at just $9.99 a month, or save with our annual membership for only $99, or take advantage of the best value, the 2-year membership for just $159. Go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member. It's fast and easy. Do your part to make sure the truth gets out to all Patriots and help ensure future programming. Become a member today. Just go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member, join today.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now. Operators are standing by.
Attention patriotic businesses. Do you want to see your sales skyrocket by selling your products or services to like-minded patriots? Well, if you're an advertiser who embodies the timeless principles of freedom, liberty, and patriotism, look no further than Patriot TV. Our viewers are responsive, economically active patriots who are committed to supporting businesses like yours that align with their values. For more information on advertising on America's new network of proud American businesses, email us at advertise@patriot.tv.
I don't know about you, but I have to have that cup of coffee in the morning. And Kingdom Cup is mold-free, it is pesticide-free, and it is organic. It's got this flavor that is delicious. You don't even have to put cream or sweetener in it.
Why did we go with the bean form, the whole bean? Because ultimately the powder form is the one that gathers the most moisture. And that means the more potential mold development. This is actually organic, mold-free, certified. That's important because ultimately people drink coffee. It's cultural. And so we tried to meet the culture where it is and create a healthy alternative.
Make the healthy choice for you and your family. Try mold-free, pesticide-free, and it's organic. Delicious Kingdom Cup coffee. And it's available now at the Patriot TV store. Go to patriot.tv and click on store. You'll find Kingdom Cup coffee in the health and wellness section. Order Kingdom Cup coffee at the Patriot TV store now.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page Publishing can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, we get you printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and in bookstores across the country. We'll even help you promote your book. That's right, we do all this for you. Biography, self-help, mystery, novels, sci-fi, even a children's book. No matter what genre, Page Publishing can bring your book to life. Call today for your free author submission kit and find out how you can be the next published author at Page Publishing.
Call for your free author submission kit at 855-993-2114. That's 855-993-2114.
Have a new product or idea, whether it's already in production or just a concept. Whether you're an individual, a small business, or a medium-sized company, our upcoming show on Patriot TV is here to showcase it to millions and launch it in a big way. We're looking for businesses like yours to feature your product on our new show and pitch it to over 6 million followers, eager to support like-minded businesses. Whether it's a single product or a new product line, we have a platform to skyrocket sales. With powerful Patriot TV ads, targeted direct mail, and the influence of our dynamic show hosts, your product will get the attention it deserves. Don't miss this incredible opportunity. Email us now at advertise@patriot.tv to secure your spot and watch your sales take off.
Great to have you along for the ride. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Glad to have this man back. Former NYPD officer and my good friend, my paisan, Sal Greco. Sal, how are you? Good to see you.
It's good to be back, Joe. You know, we got to get you in the Italian American Civil Rights League. That's where you're going to be.
I want to be in there. Roger Stone has been talking to me about that. We have to find out how to get membership, and I know there's a big event coming up. But I want people to understand who you are. I've had you on a few times. We've been friends for a while now. And you're a former NYPD cop who was fired, you say, because you were friends with Roger Stone. And they were literally saying that you were cavorting with a convicted criminal or something. Roger, of course, has been pardoned, so I don't know what that's all about anymore anyway. But you gave great examples of how the NYPD commissioner was walking around, or the chiefs were walking around with people who have known criminal records. Who was it? Was it Cardi B or somebody who was there?
Cardi B was one. Of course, this nightclub that was owned by the police commissioner's brother at the time,
Right.
Ed Caban's brother, Richard Caban, called Conso Frito, with the co-manager of the place, Jimmy Rodriguez, who's a self-admitted criminal mob associate. That's the guys they shouldn't be hanging around with.
Well, what's interesting is, and we've talked about this at length, both in person over dinner and also on my show. You're fighting this fight not for you. You're fighting this fight for your father because that name is that important to you. And you want to make sure that the legacy of the Greco name is not stained by this BS thing that they did to you. So, I mean, today it looks a lot like Sal Greco is vindicated. Tell me when you found out about the indictment against Eric Adams, who you've been going after Eric Adams since day one, rightfully so. I mean, so much so that like 3 a.m, you'll send me a text. I'm like, Sal, stop. What are you doing? But you were right the entire time. Do you feel vindicated today?
It is a slight vindication, but it's also a very sad day, Joe, to see the sitting mayor of New York City, the shiny city on the hill, have its leader be indicted. And it's, we saw this in the past it was way before our time with Jimmy Walker and then William O'Dwyer. But, no one's ever been sitting mayor and getting indicted. And I feel extremely sorry for the New York City taxpayer and residents who's been fleeced by this man. He has sexual harassment, assault lawsuits that the city's illegally representing him in. And now you're hearing about this indictment, Joe, and it's just like bribery. He accepted $10 million in that 10-to-1, the matching funds, the straw donors. He fleeced $10 million off of that using a foreign country. Joe, this is crazy. I don't know what this man was thinking, Eric Adams.
Well, a couple of things. First of all, we'll say alleged, and police say or prosecutors say that he did this. Mm-hmm. But the story is just what you said.
Yeah.
Allegedly, $10 million of taxpayer public money somehow goes into his campaign coffers. And you mentioned that nightclub that I also know that Letitia James, I think that you've shown me pictures of her going to this Consofrito place, whatever it is.
Correct.
But isn't she the one that's charging him?
No. Here's the
I thought it was.
The crazy part here, Joe, is there's two individuals here that their silence has been deafening since this entire thing started breaking. And that's Carl Hastie, the Assembly Speaker, and the Attorney General, Letitia James of New York State.
Right.
Joe, you know how this works with the feds. Usually the state parallel investigation with the feds.
Right.
There's been no comment from Letitia James' office about any of this. She hasn't been contacted. So this is strictly a federal operation.
So this is a federal indictment. They're not even working with the AG of New York?
Absolutely not. There's been no comment from her office. Zero. Go
ahead.
Which would tell you, Joe, do you really think this all ends with Eric Adams?
Oh, no, of course not.
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting about this, and I want your thoughts. It's Sal Greco. I've got a couple of websites for you, either salgreco.com or helpthisnycop, helpthisnycop.com. And you also check out his show. He's doing a great show on Rumble now, and follow him everywhere that you possibly can. As we're watching this unfold, we know that Eric Adams was in the good graces of the Democrat establishment. I wonder what your thoughts are on this. He decided to go to the border and find out what was really going on because New York City was being inundated with illegal aliens. He goes to the border, and then suddenly, when he goes to the White House, he's ignored by Biden. He's ignored by Harris. He now is on the outs and wasn't even smart enough to realize he was on the outs. Do you think this is a political play because he, made them look bad?
So here's the actual story with Eric Adams. So
Please.
When it comes to the entire border, he ran on New York City being a sanctuary city.
Right.
He was always for open borders. He called himself the Biden of Brooklyn. What he was complaining about was the money. He wanted money from the government to keep funding his little migrant shelters, which, by the way, Joe, he dropped in all the working class would say Republican-leaning neighborhoods.
Right.
Bensonhurst, Staten Island. He put one right next to an all-women's school, an all-girls school. Joe, that's questionable stuff that he's doing right there. So it's not about the migrant shelters at all. And in fact, Joe, the indictment goes back 10 years. It starts in 2014 when he's the Brooklyn Borough president. That's how this all starts. It has nothing. There's nothing on there that has anything to do with politics or we'll say anything to do with the migrant shelter. This is really a far stretch. I don't know what these our fellow Republicans or MAGA people are reaching for. He's strictly said he's for open borders. He's never once said that he's against open borders or Joe Biden's policy.
Well, listen, Sal, I played the video and the audio on my show. You're right. He has said it is a sanctuary city, always going to be a sanctuary city. I've shown that video. But he's also a politician, and he wants to keep his power. So I do think there was some shift when he started talking about going to the border and seeing what the problem was, because he knew that the voters of New York City were turning on him because you guys are overrun. Really nice hotels are filled with illegal aliens. You've got jobs being taken by illegal aliens. You've got services going to illegal aliens. So Eric Adams, as much as he wants more illegal aliens in his town, suddenly he was going to start suing the bus companies. Suddenly he was going to start suing the drivers personally if they didn't stop bringing them. I think that he saw the political writing on the wall, don't you?
He's very good with his, politically. You could tell he knows how to jump on the bandwagon because remember, he talks out of both sides of his mouth. He's very good at that. You see him at the town halls. Once again, in this issue, how he very distinctly says he's for open borders. And now he has people saying that he's like Donald Trump when there is two separate things. You know, Donald Trump will say Donald Trump was charged by the government using a statute from the 1800s.
Right.
If that's not political prosecution and persecution, I don't know what is. He was specifically targeted with a crazy statute from 100+ years ago for one person. That's it. It hasn't been used other than this one time. That's political, not Eric Adams, who's being charged just like previous politicians, Bob Menendez being the recent one.
Right.
And there were Brooklyn Democrats being charged a couple of years ago for the same stuff: straw donor, bribery, wire fraud. It's not uncommon to be charged for this as a politician. Just wish he would be smarter, I guess, as the mayor of New York City.
Right. It's Sal Greco. Go to salgreco.com or helpthisNYCOP, helpthisNYCOP.com. Go check out his show over on Rumble. I'll put a dot on that point with this, and then I want to move on to something else. Eric Adams, if you're in, you're not getting indicted. And here's what I mean. Joe Biden is the most corrupt person we've ever had in this country. Period. End of story. The House just released absolute fact without reproach that they took $27 million we know of from oligarchs, and he's still the president of the United States. He hasn't been indicted. He hasn't been impeached. He hasn't been kicked out of office. So I guess my point is this. Eric Adams was in until he wasn't in anymore. You could be as corrupt and as nasty and as horrible like the Clintons for as long as you want to be, as long as you're in lockstep. I think he stopped being in lockstep, and that crossed the line. So I'm with you. I think he's a bad guy. I hope that if he's guilty, he gets the longest prison sentence we've ever seen. I don't think this would have happened had he stayed in line and shut his mouth. That's the only point that I'm making on that. But I want to ask you, if you don't mind, get into the details that you know of the allegations, of the indictment. Where does the $10 million come from? Literally from taxpayers?
Yes, because what's going on here was he is taking contributions from Turkey, which is a foreign entity, and then passing it off as if it was local people donating it to the campaign. In New York, it's this 8-to-1 match. They have the funds there. So that all built up into $10 million total. And he also took lavish trips. So what they also did was convert some of this into the seats on the plane that they're talking about.
Sure.
So it was $15,000. He says he wanted it for $50 a seat, and they made an arrangement for $1,000 when the seat was worth $15,000. So you see, this is the kind of games that we're playing with the donations and this kickbacks. And you even hear him on the phone or whatever on his text messages, and I think he denied the genocide. He was saying, I'm for Turkey. He's against the Armenian genocide, which is crazy that he would even say that. So he's for the Muslim Brotherhood or something. I read that part. I go, wow, this guy really is a charlatan and a half. Like he says, if a Mexican comes in, he goes, this is the Mexico of New York. If it's St. Patrick's Day, he says, this is the Dublin of New York. He just changes whatever chameleon color he has to go on, as long as he's got his hand out and you're looking to give him money for any cause, he'll do and say whatever. He's the typical politician, Joe.
Oh, absolutely. It's Sal Greco. Sal, we appreciate you coming on. So you've been exposing Eric Adams for a long time. Even during the pandemic, he was seen like at nightclubs partying with no mask on. So this guy has been a bad guy from day one. I think we've talked about this before, but for my listeners and viewers around the country, let's do it one more time. How does he get into this position of power? Here's a guy that was was he the police chief? And then suddenly he was a racist guy about you wouldn't want any white crackers here or something. And then suddenly he's the mayor of New York. How did this happen?
Well, when he was in the police department, Joe, he started as a transit police officer. And back then it was the transit police department and then merged into NYPD. He was a let's say, politically charged sergeant. He was good friends with Al Sharpton, who he shouldn't have been associating with, who was a convicted criminal at the time. Then Louis Farrakhan. Then Mike Tyson.
Right.
They found him associating with criminals, but they never gave him a penalty or anything for that, which is funny how they did that for him and not for me.
Right.
But then he became a captain. He left the job and he ran for state senate. Now, I remember as a state senator, Joe, he was involved in the race casino scandal, which cost his friends in the Senate, Hiram Mazarat and Malcolm Smith, they went to jail. They got indicted. Eric Adams' testimony, which is very damning, they declined to prosecute him. And Cuomo cut a deal with the race casino where 70% of profits ended up going to New York State permanently.
Wow.
Eric wasn't indicted, and then he became the Brooklyn Borough president, and that's where they start this investigation in 2014. That's
Amazing.
the facts of Joe that about Eric Adams, Joe.
No, Eric Adams is he's a mess, and you've been calling him out since day one. And I, at first I was like, wow, Sal's really, he's really obsessed with this. Then I went, wait a second, he's doing really good investigating. Then I was like, holy crap, look at what he found out about this nightclub and all that. What do we know about this nightclub? Is it closed down now?
Joe, they were closed down after 4 years of there was allegations from the police department, from a human trafficking unit to the state liquor authority. I had an incident there. Here in human trafficking unit is alarming. And the official documents up on my X, there was also the SLA revoked their investigation. SLA is the state liquor authority. They had an open investigation, just pulled it without there's no reason why. They never explained. Remember the shed they had, the party shed they had there? That was ordered to be taken down by Eric Ulrich, by the way, the indicted former buildings commissioner of Eric Adams. He never took it down. The fire department said it was a fire trap. The health department found mice in the food. They were given an A rating anyway. Joe, This guy endangered the public, poisoned the public. It was a fire trap, yet they always got away with it. It was party all the time over there. And Joe, you're going to be hearing about that nightclub very shortly. You're hearing a drip, drip, drip in regards of the NYPD commissioner, former commissioner Ed Caban, his twin brother, James, who was running around allegedly extorting people, but there's evidence of it in nightclubs using NYPD security. That's official misconduct by his brother, giving him a security detail. And then the other brother, Richard Caban, who owned Concha Frito. And then we all have all the people that were there, Joe. What exactly were they doing? And they're looking into this right now, Joe. The feds are looking at that. Doesn't stop with this. Buck does not stop with Eric Adams, Joe. It's going to be
amazing,
very widespread.
And you've been all over this from the beginning. Go and follow him on X. It's the Sal Greco, TheSalGreco. You'll see his pinned tweet is, as I predicted, NYC Mayor Eric Adams indicted. Go and check him out there. Go follow him there, and go check out his show on Rumble. We were talking about this, I believe, before we started. What happens now? Because I know that Curtis, our good friend Curtis Lewa, is now somehow in play. If somehow you got Eric Adams stepping down or being kicked out of office, whatever happens, what's the process in New York to replace him?
So it's a two-pronged system here. Obviously, Kathy Hochul, the governor, could remove him at any moment, or they have a committee that is actually designed from the city charter. That would be a couple people from the city council, the head of corporation council, one of his deputy mayors. And out of the 5, I believe, they only need 3 or 4 of them to say, we vote to have him. He's incapacitated, so he can't be mayor. And they vote on the city comptroller, and that's it. He's out. And then they'll have the public advocate would take over, which is Jumaane Williams, who's nobody's really a fan of. He would become the mayor on a temporary basis until Kathy Hochul has about 90 days to announce a special election. And then it's a crapshoot, Joe. Anybody could run for mayor. And next to the name, it doesn't say Republican or Democrat. It's just a name.
Wow.
But the problem will be what we discussed, ranked choice voting.
Ranked choice voting, for those who don't know, is where you go and vote. You vote for your number 1 candidate, your number 2 candidate, your number 3 candidate. They add all those up, and the number 1 and the number 2 are going to take each other on. You can write somebody else in. It's all a bunch of garbage. This is the way Kelly Chewbacca, who's a great Republican from Alaska, lost to Lisa Murkowski, because they use ranked choice voting. I'm a guy who believes, and I think you are too, Sal, you go and vote, and you pick the person you want to win. I don't want to rank anybody. And if you don't rank anybody 2nd and 3rd, that could actually hurt your candidate as well. So this is all messed up. But please tell me that Kathy Hochul can't just say, I picked that guy. Tell me that she can't appoint somebody. She can't, right?
No, she cannot appoint someone. No. All she could do is announce that she's going to remove Eric Adams, and then that's when Jumaane Williams would become mayor. And I know people don't like it, but unfortunately, that's who New York City voted for him to be the public advocate. You can't complain if you don't you don't vote. So unfortunately, he will become the mayor in a temporary status, and after that, you will have this special election, which unfortunately would be a ranked choice voting. And, of course, our guy Curtis is definitely going to be involved. I really want Curtis to be the mayor. I know
Me too.
He's the only incorruptible candidate that there is. There's not a corrupt bone in his body. He would take on down all these people, all these issues. He knows them. The community loves him. It's just, can he win in a city that's virtually 70% Democrat.
Well, I would hope so, because they just found out what their Democrat mayor did. And you're right. I mean, listen, uncorruptible. The mob tried to kill him and they couldn't. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to get Curtis on very, very soon. Give me about 30 seconds or a minute, Sal, if you don't mind, just on NYC crime. Is it still running rampant? Is it still out of control like you haven't seen before?
Actually, Joe, the true crime stats are that under Eric Adams' tenure as mayor, violent crime is up 30%.
Wow.
What they're telling you is just a sham. It's cherry picking. And in all honesty, there's a lot of fugaziness with the numbers going on. I broke that down on my own show. You could check that out on Rumble or on YouTube on the Sal Greco show. At the Sal Greco show, you could check it out. I always put out a chart. My friend Sam Antar, if you check him out, he's the former CEO of Crazy Eddie's. Yeah. I always repost him. He has every week the actual crime stats. He breaks it down. And it's all fugaziness, Joe. And they're underreporting things. They're reclassifying crimes. And then they go on TV and tell you, oh, it's just a perception. You don't feel safe. Meanwhile, Joe, your eyes don't mistake you. Let's be honest. Look at New York City. You have all these people. You have prostitution over there in AOC's district. You know, AOC, who came out swinging against Eric Adams. Yeah. You know something? Concha Frito was in her district. She did nothing about it either. It's amazing. Her district is a disgrace right now. But yet she's going to remain in office, Joe. It's incredible.
It's Sal Greco. Sal, we love you. We love the work that you've done on this. Go to the Sal Greco over on X and over on Rumble. Let's do it again soon, my friend. Thanks for making time today.
You got it, Joe. Thai American Civil Rights League. Don't forget it.
We'll check it out. We're back after this. Stay right here.
The world is about to shift. Banks are going cashless globally with the emergence of central bank digital currency, which will bring with it programmable money and the ability to turn on or off your purchasing power based on your digital social profile. It's like the equivalent of spyware in your bank account. You need to get out of the system with the world's safest and most precious assets, silver and gold. Call Kirk Elliott Precious Metals at 720-605-3900. That's 720-605-3900.
Don't let them win. Patriot TV is committed to delivering the truth. America's new network for Patriots is growing fast, and we'd love you to join us as a member of Patriot TV. Your support makes it possible for us to continue to deliver unbiased reporting, thought-provoking discussions, and insights you won't find anywhere else. From in-depth interviews to behind-the-scenes footage, Patriot TV brings you closer to the voices shaping our nation's future. Whether it's political developments, cultural shifts, or global affairs, Patriot TV keeps you informed and empowered. As a member of Patriot TV, you'll get perks like personal invitations to exclusive Patriot TV events, where you can gather and network with like-minded Americans. We'll also host online events throughout the year with General Flynn, who's committed to host live Q&A webinars where callers like you can ask him questions and get real answers. Access to these events will be members only, so go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member. It's fast and easy. We have a great membership option starting at just $9.99 a month, or save with our annual membership for only $99, or take advantage of the best value, the 2-year membership for just $159. Go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member. It's fast and easy. Do your part to make sure the truth gets out to all patriots and help ensure future programming. Become a member today. Just go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member, join today. Attention patriotic businesses. Do you want to see your sales skyrocket by selling your products or services to like-minded patriots? Well, if you're an advertiser who embodies the timeless principles of freedom, liberty, and patriotism, look no further than Patriot TV. Our viewers are responsive, economically active patriots who are committed to supporting businesses like yours that align with their values. For more information on advertising on America's new network of proud American businesses, email us at advertise@patriot.tv.
Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back. The My Pillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've got the best pillow ever, My Pillow 2.0. When I invented My Pillow, it had everything you'd ever want in a pillow. Well, now there's new technology that makes it even better. My Pillow 2.0 has my patented fill combined with a cooling fabric with temperature regulating thread. My Pillow 2.0 is truly the next generation of My Pillow.
Now's the time to go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use the promo code to save 50% on your My Pillow 2.0. Not only that, for a limited time, your entire order ships absolutely free.
You're sleeping even better.
And cooler, too.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
MyPillow.com.
Listen, if we even think you owe us money, you won't know what hit you. We'll put liens on everything you own. Raid your bank accounts, retirement fund, pension. You'll open up your paycheck and cry because we'll already have the money. We'll haul you into federal court and you might even go to jail. Hey, it's our job.
Don't fight the IRS alone. The Tax Doctor is here to help you negotiate your tax bill and reduce your stress. Our experts will fight for you using IRS guidelines to stop any IRS actions like bank levies or wage garnishments. Plus, eliminate penalties and interest and reduce your past tax bill so you pay the IRS less. Help is here to deal with the IRS to reduce your stress. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, do not call the IRS alone. Call a tax doctor now for a tax emergency analysis.
I'd have my mom call the number on the screen. You come see me alone. We'll work it out. Really, we will.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page Publishing can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, we get you printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and in bookstores across the country. We'll even help you promote your book. That's right, we do all this for you. Biography, self-help, mystery, novels, sci-fi, even a children's book. No matter what genre, Page Publishing can bring your book to life. Call today for your free author submission kit and find out how you can be the next published author at Page Publishing.
Call for your free author submission kit at 855-993-2114. That's 855-993-2114.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now. Operators are standing by.
I couldn't give anything a higher endorsement.
I would be remiss had I not include Cardio Miracle on my very short list of secrets.
It's the real deal. It's a real product. It's not another supplement.
I'm operating about 6 to 8 hours, and I've noticed that being on this Cardio Miracle has made a huge difference.
Since I started taking Cardio Miracle, I'm about 8 months into it, the benefits have been fantastic.
You know, if I get hungry, then I just have a Cardio Miracle.
Not only is it safe, but it's necessary to take Cardio Miracle to stay well.
This let me sleep. It's showing up more energy, more get up and go. And it's all because of what this company does.
For me as a doctor, Cardio Miracle is a staple.
Cardio Miracle to me is hope in a glass.
To try Cardio Miracle for yourself and get a special fan discount, go to the host page right now and click the link for Cardio Miracle.
Great to have you. Thanks. I appreciate you stopping by. It's going to be Sal Greco in just about, 5 or 6 minutes. Make sure you stick around for that. Sal Greco is a former NYPD cop, and he was fired because allegedly, he was hanging out with a convicted criminal or something, and it turns out that person was Roger Stone. Roger Stone, who, of course, was convicted for lying to the FBI or something, even though he really didn't, which doesn't make any sense. And by the way, Roger Stone, who ended up getting a pardon from President Trump, so he's no longer, that conviction is no longer there. Having said that, what Sal says is other people, especially the hierarchy at the NYPD, they were bringing in all sorts of people like Cardi B, who's got a criminal record. Nobody had any problem with that. Hanging out at some nightclub, bunch of cops hanging out with people who are known to have criminal records. So he said that it was unfair. They went after him and they targeted him because he was a friend of Roger Stone and therefore a friend of President Trump. Well, we now know that the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, is facing charges, been indicted by the federal government on charges he accepted $10 million or he used $10 million in public funding for his election campaign. Other things are involved in that as well. Sal's going to break it down. Plus, we ask him about how the crime is doing in New York City. So don't miss a second of that for sure, because at the end of the day, you got a situation in New York where you might have a change. And Curtis Lewa's name is being talked about a lot, our good friend, and hopefully they'll be able to fix that great city. Let me, in the meantime, give you a little back and forth about, here's Zelensky.
Madam Vice President, thanks for the invitation. Happy to see you. Dear journalists, I want to especially thank you for your participation in the Peace Summit. And really it was very important, and we remember it. The format was successful. We are preparing the second one, and now we have to end this war. We need a just peace, and we must protect our people, Ukrainian families, Ukrainian children, and everyone from Putin's civil. And we are grateful to America for supporting.
I mean, this guy's tiny because she's only 5'4". They're about the same height there. So Zelensky is there thanking her for taking part in the peace talks. Of course, that makes her look more presidential, right? And then somebody asked KJP, Karine Jean-Pierre, the White House press secretary, about this political stunt that it looked like to have Zelensky here right now.
So this was business as usual for a Ukrainian request during wartime. And so we would encourage the House Republicans to drop this. This is a political stunt. They need to drop this.
She just accused House Republicans of a political stunt for calling out the political stunt done by Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, KJP, and the entire Democrat machinery. They did this political stunt by bringing him here to campaign for Harris. It's all pretty disgusting. We come back, it's going to be Sal Greco, former NYPD cop. You're going to want to hear what he has to say. Stay here.
This is the Joe Pags Show.
The world is about to shift. Banks are going cashless globally with the emergence of central bank digital currency, which will bring with it programmable money and the ability to turn on or off your purchasing power based on your digital social profile. It's like the equivalent of spyware in your bank account. You need to get out of the system with the world's safest and most precious assets, silver and gold. Call Kirk Elliott Precious Metals at 720-605-3900. That's 720-605-3900.
Don't let them win. Patriot TV is committed to delivering the truth. America's new network for Patriots is growing fast, and we'd love you to join us as a member of Patriot TV. Your support makes it possible for us to continue to deliver unbiased reporting, thought-provoking discussions, and insights you won't find anywhere else. From in-depth interviews to behind-the-scenes footage, Patriot TV brings you closer to the voices shaping our nation's future. Whether it's political developments, cultural shifts, or global affairs, Patriot TV keeps you informed and empowered. As a member of Patriot TV, you'll get perks like personal invitations to exclusive Patriot TV events, where you can gather and network with like-minded Americans. We'll also host online events throughout the year with General Flynn, who's committed to host live Q&A webinars where callers like you can ask him questions and get real answers. Access to these events will be members only, so go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member. It's fast and easy. We have a great membership option starting at just $9.99 a month, or save with our annual membership for only $99, or take advantage of the best value, the 2-year membership for just $159. Go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member. It's fast and easy. Do your part to make sure the truth gets out to all patriots and help ensure future programming. Become a member today. Just go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member, join today.
When I started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, with the help of my dedicated employees, we now have hundreds of products, some you might not even know about. To get the word out, we're having a $25 extravaganza. 2-pack multi-use My Pillows, $25. My Pillow sandals, $25. And for the first time ever, our 6-pack towel sets, you guessed it, just $25. Our brand new 4-pack dish towels, $25. And I've never done this before. Premium My Pillows with all new Giza fabric, any size, any loft level, even king size for only $25. And there's so much more. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code for our $25 extravaganza. Order $75 and over. Your entire order ships absolutely free.
Sounds rolling. All 3 cameras. We're good. Ambient speed.
Is there any regrets that you have in life? I should sit here and say, yeah, I got a lot of regrets. But when I look back on my life and I understand the lives that were lost, I mean, I'm sitting here with you. And I can tell my story.
Former National Security Advisor, Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, pleaded guilty today to lying to the FBI.
He was one of the most respected generals in the military.
He was, by definition, the most dangerous possible person for Donald Trump to hire.
Brilliant military career, serving 33 years.
Why was he being so elusive? Mike Flynn told the truth and faced life in prison.
Every American needs this historical DVD keepsake. Flynn delivered the truth, whatever the cost. Hand signed by General Michael Flynn, one of America's most treasured military heroes. Order now at the Patriot TV store. Go to Patriot TV, click on Store, and grab a once-in-a-lifetime chance to own a treasured piece of American history. And get your own personal download link to watch America's most talked-about movie, as well as a DVD hand-signed by General Michael Flynn. Use promo code PTV at checkout to get special savings. The Patriot TV store. Incredible savings and a secure, hassle-free shopping experience.
Throughout history, the spirit of patriotism has prevailed. The battles may have changed, but the values remain the same. Today, in 2024, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment where the call for unity, freedom, and a better future echoes louder than ever. For more than 10 years, Patriot Mobile has been committed to supporting the values that make our nation great. With affordable plans and reliable nationwide coverage, Patriot Mobile is not just a wireless service. It's a call to action for those who believe in the American dream. Because this year is not just any year, it's the most important year since our nation's founding. Choose a wireless carrier that shares your values. Choose Patriot Mobile.
I don't know about you, but I have to have that cup of coffee in the morning. And Kingdom Cup is mold-free, it is pesticide-free, and it is organic. It's got this flavor that is delicious. You don't even have to put cream or sweetener in it.
Why did we go with the bean form, the whole bean? Because ultimately the powder form is the one that gathers the most moisture. And that means the more potential mold development. This is actually organic, mold-free, certified. That's important because ultimately people drink coffee. It's cultural. And so we tried to meet the culture where it is and create a healthy alternative.
Make the healthy choice for you and your family. Try mold-free, pesticide-free, and it's organic. Delicious Kingdom Cup coffee. And it's available now at the Patriot TV store. Go to patriot.tv and click on Store. You'll find Kingdom Cup coffee in the health and wellness section. Order Kingdom Cup coffee at the Patriot TV store now.
The Donor Deck represents a groundbreaking independent crowdfunding initiative driven by patriots like you to bring back our esteemed President Donald J. Trump to office. With unwavering passion, we pledge all profits from the sale to MAGA Inc. and Fight Like a Flynn PAC. The exquisitely detailed challenge coin is a timeless collectible to be passed down to generations. It symbolizes your continuous dedication to assisting President Trump in his quest to rejuvenate America to its former greatness. Get your donor deck now. Go to thepatriot.tv store and click on Donor Deck. Enjoy the magnificent artwork and scripture on each playing card, knowing our appreciation for your continuous dedication to assisting President Trump in his quest to rejuvenate America to its former greatness. You'll get this keepsake collectible challenge coin acknowledging your support for Donald Trump's run back to the White House, and the donor deck of 52 exquisite playing cards, plus a beautiful display case to show your challenge coin. Go to thepatriot.tv store and get your donor deck now.
Appreciate Sal coming on explaining what's going on in New York City with Eric Adams, the mayor for now. Probably won't be for very long. We're going to have another big hour coming your way, including Tracy Beans, who talks about the relationship between RFK Jr. and Trump. Keep it here.